Hello, in this video we're going to show you a more advanced technique on expanding dynamic column names. In our previous example we showed how we can easily create a dynamic function that is expanding column names. So for instance we have these three tables, and if we connect them through a different Excel. So first let's close this this Excel, and now let's open a blank one, and we will connect to this workbook that was previously opened. Let's go to desktop and let's go to source file. So here we have our three tables, and we'll choose to transform data. I will just sort this ascending. We want only tables, so we will remove sheet kind, and we are interested only in these two columns. So in our last video we showed how we can create a dynamic table expansion. So we have to drill into the first table, and then we have to collect its column names. So we'll use this for that. We'll use table dot column names function, and this will create a list of all the column names. And then we have to copy this code, remove this step, and expand the previous step, and then instead of these hard-coded values we have to paste our code. So this way we get a dynamic expanding list, and this works okay. So in case we were to open our Excel file, in case you wish to open an additional Excel while you are inside of Power Query, you have to hold Alt button, and then you can right click on this icon, Excel icon, and you can open a new instance of Excel. And then from that instance you can open another Excel file while still being inside of a Power Query in other file. So we opened our source file, and for instance if I add new column, let's call it the type, and let's add some values in it. Let's save this, close. And if we head back to our Power Query and we click on refresh, we immediately get this new column appended or added to the table. What is the shortcoming of this technique? The shortcoming is that in case it is only accessing the names, the column names from the first nested table. So in case we open our Excel again, our source file, and then we add a new column in a different table than the one that is first. So let's add a new column name. Let's call this type 2, and let's add add new dummy figures and save it and then close it. In this case, if we refresh, nothing happens. Why? Because we have this new column name nested in the second table, but the expanded data is using only the first table, the first nested table, to create a list of names. So how to overcome this issue? We will explain it in the following minutes. So first let's remove this expanded data step, and the thing that you want to do, we want to first add new column. Let's add a custom column, and let's call this column column names, and then we will use a formula bar to invoke table dot column names function on each row or on each table in this column. And let's click on OK. We will receive a list, a new column that is holding lists that are holding all the column names from all the tables. Now we have to expand this to new rows, and now we get expanded column names. We are only interested in the column names column, so we can copy this and we can access only that column by including that name in the square brackets of the step. So now we get the list, and the last thing that we need to do, we need to remove duplicates to create a list that will be used to expand our column names. But this list holds all the column names of all the nested tables. The next thing that we can do, let's go to advanced editor. We will show you how to create a nested environment. So we can move forward with this type of steps, but to create a clearer code, we will show you how to create a nested or inner environment inside of an outer let environment. So we'll focus only on the steps that we use to extract a list of distinct column names. And we started doing that after the removed other column step. So we will add a new step called all column names. And we will say that this is a inner let environment. And we will say that these 3 steps are the steps that are bound to this inner environment. And also the inner environment has to have let the steps applied to that environment, and then in as an exit step of the environment. And now if we add this as a last step, or the exit step of the outer environment, if you click on done, we will receive only a single step, and this step holds the column names or the distinct column names. And inside, if we open the formula bar, we see that this is actually a nested or inner environment holding the 3 steps used to create this list. Moving forward, so now we have to expand this data just to get the code. So let's go with insert. Okay, we will move this below, and now we have this expanded data which is holding the formula. And the thing is, it cannot access or reference all column names step because this is a list. It has to reference the previous step or the removed other column step. So instead of all column names, we will reference removed other column step. And instead of this list, we will now include all column names variable that is holding the unique distinct names of all the columns in every table. So after we paste this variable 2 times, we get a table that is expanded but it uses all the columns from all the tables in doing this operation. So if we were to open again our source file, and if we add, let's say, 3 new columns to each table, let's go this column A, let's call this column B, and let's call this column C. If we save this, we close it, and now we go to refresh, we'll see that we have all 3 columns dynamically expanded in our table. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it useful. We talked about lists, we talked about environments, and we talked about how to skip steps in script and how to create this dynamic list of expanding column names. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, hit like, subscribe button, and stay tuned for more. See you in the next video. Bye.